Good morning, everyone. Today, it's morning here in Italy. So today I'm going to do these gesso pieces, which have been requested by a new subby, and I want to take this opportunity to thank all my new subbies. I'm so grateful. Um, I had done a video saying that I was going to do a giveaway for 1,000 subbies, and I'm already up to 1,050 something. I'm not sure exactly how much it is because I forget. But that will be coming soon. I just have we've all been sick. We've had flus. We've had it's like one thing after another, and I repeat that in this room it's so cold that I haven't had any thing to come into this room and do some art or do videos. This morning it's actually a very warm morning, so I kind of built up the courage. It's just that ever since I wasn't like this before. Apart that we've had a really cold winter, but it's like I just want to stay in my room, and I pick up my blanket that I'm sewing by hand with old flannel shirts. I will show it to you guys one of these days, and I'm doing that. So I'm sitting on my bed, all cuddled up under blankets and watching videos. So yeah, and I do come here in the morning really quick, and I've been doing one of these every morning because these are going to be for my grandson. Here we don't have baby showers here. After the baby's born, everybody comes and brings a gift at home, which is for me completely against all, because there's the mother that wants to rest with the baby, and like it's stupid. I know it's stupid, but they do it here. So what they do is when they come over to bring the gift. Oh, I forgot to get something. I'll get it right away. Sorry, you guys. I was supposed to prepare it. I thought about it, but then I forgot about it. So this is what I will be doing. I did show it in a video, and I will be doing this box that I have the die for. It's a Sizzix die, and then I kind of embossed a piece of paper, and then another piece of paper I put the stamp on, and on the inside will be, I put another piece of embossed sheet in the backing, and then I'm going to be putting these little things. It's not going to be the snail because I don't have the snail mold. It's one of my sisters. I just have a couple because she made a whole bunch of molds and gave them to me. What I do have here is the bottle, the air balloon, a little carriage, and the little ducky. And so I'm doing these every morning. I do them because we're going to need about 60 of them. So, then she's going to give them away to kind of like friends and things like that. But yeah, that's what happens here is, they come over and this is what you give to them. And on the inside down here, I'm going to put in the organza round thing. I'm going to wrap 3 confettis, the almond ones or the chocolate ones. Here they have all different types of candies that you give away, and I'm going to wrap 3 of them and then put the little tag that says when he was born and his name, and that because it's a boy. So, and that's what's going to go under here. So I'm going to have them all prepared, and when she does have the baby, the little tickets. They make them in a day, like they make them right away. So that's the last thing I'm going to have to do. And then I don't have to get them ready before she even comes home from the hospital. So I got about 3-4 days of time. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing these. And somebody saw these in Nina Rubina's video, and she wanted to know how I did them. So I'm going to be doing this video. This is for Leslie. And so I wanted to show you guys this. I'm not going to, well, you know what I should do? Well, no, I don't want to do any more of these because I have enough. I just wanted to show you that, they pop out so easily. Now, these are not made for gesso. These are made for cake design, which is perfectly fine. You can use anything you want. Naturally, I'm not going to be using it for cake design. They were bought for gesso, and that's it. So they pop out. Now this was a bit dirtier before, like I had some overflowing, And you know, when you pop them out, you just break them up, because I'm not going to be able to show you in this video how, because they're going to take time to dry. What I am going to show you is like the difference between some products. So what I'm using myself for my grandson is this product here, which is a ceramic powder. Now, this is something that I had bought years ago, and I'm finally using it. And I think it's actually purposely made more for, because it has like doll colors. I think it's purposely made for even, you know, doing ceramic heads for dolls and things like that. So it's a powder in ceramic, and it's just so beautiful. I had never used it all the years I had it, and I thought it wasn't going to work, because these things do have, they do go bad in time. This fortunately didn't. And it's got such a beautiful finish. Now, we have done gesso. We do gesso a lot because we do fairs and things like that. And so we use a gesso that's less expensive. This I wouldn't, like, I'm using it because it's for us. It's for me personally. To sell it, because it was pretty expensive. I can't remember. I think this was about €8, and it was a kilogram. So that is very expensive for, you know, a gesso product. This, on the other hand, is actually gesso, and it's $4.20 for a kilo, and it's always considered a bit expensive. We can get it even cheaper. I have a big bag that was even cheaper than this, but this is actually a good quality gesso as well too. Air curing, colorless, and neutral. So yeah, this is a German Ryer. It's a German make, I think, and it works just, they all work pretty much the same. Put in water, put in the gesso, and you're good to go. So I'm going to show that to you now. Then we have all different types of molds, and I want to talk to you about that, because I don't want you guys going ahead and doing things that will, you know, turn out bad for you after. So I have different types of molds here. I have Martha Stewart molds. I have molds that I've made myself, and I've got these clear molds, which are okay, what I'm going to talk to you about now. And then I got these cake decorating molds that I bought at the Chinese bazaar stores. You know, they're fantastic here. It's like you guys probably have. It's not a dollar store, but you can get things very inexpensive there, you know, and I love going there. So these ones here. Now these ones here are very thin, as you can see. So we're going to talk about these very thin type of molds. And not the thickness here, but the thickness here in the flowers. They're very thin, something like this. These, when you pour your gesso in these, when you're taking them out, you risk on cracking them completely, because they're already going to come out very thin, as in thickness. Like you see here, that these are so thick that they like just pop right out. So if you're going to try something like this, if you guys have these type of molds, try them, try one and see how it pops out, because then I don't know what type of gesso you guys are using, or, you know, or gesso or ceramic powder. So yeah, you have to be careful with these ones here. I've done them. Some of them have worked. Some of them are, you know, while I was trying to take them out, they cracked. These I actually bought for paper clay, and you know, the paper clay is perfect with it. You can even do your toilet paper things in here as well too. They come out perfect. The paper clay is very flexible, so they come out right away. Or clay, polymer clay. You can use these for polymer clay as well too. And I think that's it. The rest of the molds that that I don't have here are much more like this one. Like this one here, the one that does these little hearts. I don't have this one here. It's probably at my sister's. And these are molds that I made. I made some wings as well too. It's a very expensive product, and I've been looking at videos that show how to do silicone molds with, you know, normal silicone that we'd use in the bathroom. Okay, so I've talked about the molds, I've talked about the gesso. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about the difference. So these are, when you buy, this is done with a very inexpensive type of gesso, and it's very light, which is nice as well too, because sometimes you want that lightness. On the difference of these that are like this, these two almost weigh the same, believe it or not, and this is huge. Now the inexpensive type of gesso will do this, like it will mark your hands with white, whereas this ceramic, like I said, it's the first time I work it, it's just like, it's beautifully smooth. Sometimes you'll get gesso that comes out so terrible, you know, and so you have to, what else can I show you? Oh, I can show you the painted ones that, see, this is paper clay. I did that in that mold that I just finished showing you, and like they pop out perfectly fine. You can color your gesso with anything. Anything you want, you can color it. If you see that the color is kind of absorbing, well then I would put I would use some white paint first and then go ahead and paint it. Depends what kind of effect you want on it. So it's a trial and error thing. So yeah, these are the difference of what, you know, you'll get when you buy inexpensive gesso versus you know, a good quality of gesso or the ceramic powder. So how we do it, let me see which one I'm going to pick out to do it with. I don't want to do any more of those. I'm just going to pick out something here. Okay. So I'm going to pick out, well, you know what? I'm going to keep this box beside me because when I make the gesso, I'm not going to be measuring anything. So when I make the gesso, I'm going to be pouring it as much as I have. So what I do, what you would usually do, is you would measure your whole stamp, whatever you want to stamp out. You would pour water into your stamp. This is how you're going to be measuring your powder versus your water. You're going to pour water in your stamp, and preferably you would use a measuring cup. So you would put like a cup of water in the measuring cup, pour it into your stamp, and see how much is left, and see how much you used. How much you use is what the amount of water you're going to need for that stamp, right? Now I'm not doing it today because, like I said, I'm just going to pour it until I have enough. And this is something that you guys can do too as well. If you don't want to measure, you can just have your molds ready on the side, and you know, and start pouring it until it finishes. What I am going to do is show you, let's say I'm using that much water. Can you see that? Then you're going to get your gesso. And what you're going to do is you're going to pour it in until it forms a little mountain on top. So the gesso, the water will be absorbing the gesso. But you're going to pour it in until you have a little mountain on top. See, it's still absorbing. It's gone. So I'm going to be pouring more. Still absorbing. And you know, you want a you want it to look like, when it's mixed, you want it to look like, so I'm going to stop here. There you go. It stopped absorbing. If you let it sit a minute or so, it's good too. But I'm going to start stirring it. And what you want is, see, this is just a bit too watery for me. You want it to kind of be like yogurt. A little tiny bit more watery than yogurt, but almost there. This gesso, you can even, like at this point, if I wanted to, I could take a brush and prime something, prime a canvas, or, you know, it's all the same thing. It's that kind of gesso doesn't get solid, but it's more or less the same thing. I could use this on my artwork if I wanted to, but you have to work really fast because this is going to go solid pretty fast. So I'm going to get a couple here, and you just pour. Like this will be solid in a matter of 10-20 minutes. I could show you how these come out now. See, I'm still having don't worry if you poured too much. It will naturally break off right away. This is a very nice gesso too. I'm very happy with this gesso. So I still have more, so I'm going to keep on pouring. So yeah, that's how you can measure it. You just pour water into your mold, and so that way you know more or less how much water you're going to need. And like maybe not make, or when you do, when you can make the mistake of not making enough, and you know you have to right away start making another batch to pour in. And I don't think it's good that you pour in the gesso twice. I think something can go wrong. There was a nice leaf here that I want to try. Make sure your molds are always clean. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this leaf. I shouldn't have picked it out because see what's happening here. Gesso's getting thick as I work, and so you gotta, you know, kind of tap them good so that way you don't have, because you can get air bubbles. And I think I have enough for one more. Oh, how about a nice strawberry? Okay, so that's about it. Yeah, I don't have any more. I don't have enough to, let me see if I can pour just a tiny bit of water. The key. These to the side. Now what will you start seeing is that the gesso will start going really hot. And then it cools down. At the touching it, it'll go hot. Even though it seems that it's solid, it'll go hot. But you don't take it out of the mold until it's cooled down. It's a reaction that gesso has. So as you can see here, I can't really see what's in here, but I'm not going to worry about this because this will flake right off. Okay, so I'm going to set these to the side. Now what I do want to talk to you about is, where did I put my paper towels? You need paper towels for this type of work because you are not going to rinse this stuff in your sink. You're not going to clean anything in your sink. You can clean it after you've wiped everything off because your sink will clog up. So I'm just going to wipe everything clean and have it ready for the next time. And what you can do is, see that the flakes are coming out from the time before. You can just let it dry and flake it out, what doesn't come out before. But you do want your containers clean, your utensils clean, because you don't want these pieces in your gesso when you're pouring it. Okay, so I'll be right back to show you guys what they look like when they come out. See you in a second.